going on, people in YouTube land? Kimchi Chris here, and welcome to today's video. Now, today's video is not a subject I plan to shoot a video about or talk about or anything, but you know what we're about to get into. You clicked on the title above. This is something that just happened, some news that just broke about Gene Simmons, who is of course one of the founding members of my favorite band of all time, Kiss. And let's just get right into it. So basically, Gene is trying to trademark the devil horns. Now, if you've ever been to a rock or metal show, and if you're watching this video, I'd be very surprised if you have not, but I know you've seen like an old guy headbanging, or a young guy, or somebody doing this, or this, or this, or this, or whatever. You've seen somebody doing some version of the devil horns. Now, to be completely accurate here, Gene's not trying to copyright the most commonly used version. He wants to do the version he does, where he has kind of the finger extended there, the one that's kind of universally known as the noob or poser version, in all honesty. And even in this quote that's making its way through all the negative press it's getting right now, he has it described as such. He has it as a hand gesture with the index and small fingers extended upward and thumb extended perpendicular. So basically this version as opposed to this version. And as expected, in the world of the internet right now, this is already getting a lot of press, a lot of people talking about it, and mostly it's universally negative. No one's really thinking this is a good or smart thing for Gene to do. He's claiming that he was the first person to ever use this in popular music as well, in the different articles and interviews and things, which that's already been a source of arguments for years if it was Gene or Ronnie James Dio that was the first artist to actually use this. Now, mind you, Gene really uses it like this and Dio really uses it like this, so there's a little bit of a difference there, but it's been argued that Dio was the one that did it the first time. Most people agree with that. As a Kiss fan, I always listen to both sides of the argument. All I really know is that Gene's been doing it since '74. Dio doesn't have an exact year. Now, they said, and he said, that they were using it in Rainbow, which was around the same time, so I don't know. It's pretty foggy to say who did it first. I know universally it's believed that Dio did it first. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us to really weigh in on this. I'm sure he would have something silly to say about Gene not being able to trademark this or how dumb it is, because Dio had pretty good humor about that whole situation. It was brought up to him in multiple interviews, and Gene has never really had good humor about it, saying, you know, I was the first person that did it. So, I don't know, whatever, but that's not really the point here. Gene's doing another thing to make bad headlines. He already doesn't have the best public image to non-Kiss fans or just the general public that just knows him as the guy with the tongue. And this just doesn't help. I wish he was making headlines for the cool things he was doing. You know, like, hey, Gene's touring with some solo dates with an awesome backing band out of makeup, playing a bunch of obscure Kiss songs and solo tracks from his records that he's never played live before. Why can't we get a headline like that? It was a great show. That would be a good headline. Instead, we have to get this, or like that time that he embarrassingly said that rock and roll is dead. Even as a Kiss fan, I just really wanted to say, hey Gene, you are obviously an old, disconnected man if you think rock and roll is dead. There are so many vibrant bands making amazing records. What are you doing? What are you thinking? But that's a subject for a whole nother video on rock and roll being dead versus not, versus Gene being dumb on it. We're talking about the trademark of the devil horns here, and I don't know, with all that being said, kind of related to what I was just talking about, maybe he's trying to make headlines. Who knows? He loves making headlines, but I don't know that this is a good way to do it. I mean, as of the recording of this video, this is still fairly fresh news, but I'm sure by the end of the week, month down the line, 2 months down the line, whatever, people are going to talk about this and reference this, talk about how dumb it was and how silly it was, and it's just going to be one of those things that gets brought up when people want to talk negative about one of my favorite musicians. And I can't necessarily blame them. I mean, this is something worth bringing up when you are talking about someone you don't like, oh yeah, that Gene Simmons guy, remember that time he tried to trademark the devil horns? That was stupid. And as a result, I just wish he wouldn't do these things. I wish that he would just be a musician, put out a lot of rad merch, do the Kiss thing. That's awesome. Stop doing these silly things. I know it's all about the money. He's basically seeking royalties every time someone uses it in movies, music videos, YouTube videos, comic books, uses it making tacos, uses it hanging out with their friends, uses it driving a car, drinking a beer, whatever. He wants to get money every time someone does this. And you know, to be fair, a lot of people don't really use it that way. Again, they usually use it like that. If they're a true metal fan, that's really what they're going to do. So, I don't know, maybe he knows that it was just too ridiculous to do that one, so that's why he's doing this one, and maybe he wants to patent it or something and call it the Gene Simmons, the trademarked Gene Simmons hand symbol. I don't know. who knows what's going through his head sometimes. I mean, he's a great businessman, but I don't think this is a step in the right direction as far as the Gene Simmons business model goes. And that's really all I have to say on the subject matter for now, honestly. I know this is just a silly, dumb little video about Gene, but I don't know, I just wanted to throw my opinion out there because this is already getting a lot of negative press from non-Kiss fans and non-Kiss publications, and you can tell that they're not Kiss fans because they focus on all the negatives about him overall. They don't even mention that he made a lot of great records in most of these articles. So, as a Kiss fan, I think it's kind of silly, but whatever. Maybe you guys have some different opinions. Hopefully, if you're watching this, you are a Kiss fan and not one of the Kiss haters. Hopefully, you're a member of the Kiss Army. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. And if you like this video, or just thought I was awesome, you know, give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button, and definitely hit the alarm so you actually get the updates, because I'm always uploading Kiss content, metal content, nerd content, all kinds of junk. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next video.